Hello, Raidsoft, and everyone else joining. I don't know why you'd want to watch this. Hello, Erdenshire. I'm kind of bored tonight, so I figured I'd try to stream this. See, A, what the quality is like, and B, if it'll knock my hitbox stream that I did, I think, yesterday, out of the queue for some reason. Because those videos are... everything I streamed yesterday is completely gone. I didn't save a recording to my hard drive, which is actually the one time I've streamed where I haven't. So I have absolutely no backup at all. Hello, Wood Duck. I'm hoping I can at least make it through chapter 14 tonight. It generally seems to take me about 40 minutes to record a 20-minute video, because I end up mispronouncing words so bad on top of everything else. How much Tetris does the UAC logo have? Right here. Can I stream that much of a screen moving without it being complete Tetris Town? Is that a possibility? If only all my streams were this clear, it'd be awesome. Hello, Slaxer. That is pretty bad. Well, it's supposed to be bonkers when it does that. It's a full screen of static. I do assume, though, it's not just static for you guys. Hopefully these videos will actually save to Twitch, or not Twitch, I don't use that anymore, but Hitbox. Because I don't know what the quality of the stream is like. The Dark Souls stream is completely gone. I couldn't go check it. I was incredibly saddened. I was hoping I could see just how bad it was for you guys. But that was not to be. Okay. Let me get this started, because I have to go to bed early tonight. I got to get up at 4 a.m. so I can go to work. Which is not very thrilling, except I'll get off extremely early instead of 6 o'clock at night. Let's see. Where was I? If you want to follow along, you know where you can get the book. I don't know why you'd want to, though. I'm just going to butcher things up so bad. I stared at the skull and crossbones. Whatever was up ahead was bad enough for Arlene to claw her way through a tiny crack in the wall, rather than face it. Yet she wasted precious seconds leaving the warning for yours truly. Thank God I didn't have to solve the mystery of the skull and crossbones. Getting through that crack would be an achievement all by itself. Ahead I began to hear a low, slow pounding, almost like someone beating on a monster drum a mile distant. Well, I could take that, so long as it stayed there. I struggled out of my armor and pressed my right arm and shoulder into the crack. But there I stuck. I braced my foot against the floor and shoved several minutes, and several pounds of flesh later, I was utterly convinced I could never fit through that crack unless I dismembered myself and threw the pieces through one at a time. Wonder if I'll seriously consider that option when I see what's ahead, I thought. So now what? I sat on the floor, pounding my head with my hand in frustration. If I went forward, I was on my own. Arlene was no coward. If the thing ahead scared the bejesus out of her, enough that she forced her way through a crack several sizes too small, Then what in God's name was it? I can't do a straight read through, obviously. I have made 133 saves. Little audio clippings since starting this. I have saved each and every one just to see how many takes it's gonna take me to get all the way through here. Arlene has huge guts. Big guts. Glorious guts. They can't be constrained to a tiny human organic body. Let's see. Gotta do the fade in because my fans in the background will be way too loud and jarring if we fade right into it. Hello, Alpha. You're here to listen to me Hufflepuff and about die trying to do my shittiest Doom guy voice. It runs me out of breath. The thing ahead scared the bejesus out of her, enough that she forced her way through a crack several sizes too small. Then what in God's name was it? So yeah, that is where I left off. At some point, I'm going to have to find out where we are in the story, too, because I need to change the music. I've been trying to match the music from the levels with the place in the story, but it's kind of hard because the character doesn't always, like, specify, oh, we're on, episode 1, mission 8. Yeah, Jeremy, the new mixer is absolutely awesome. I think I've got the settings adjusted to where I like them. Not too bassy, not too... I don't want to say trembly, because that doesn't sound right, but... It's close enough to my real voice that I don't shudder and cringe anymore. No, I didn't have any issues with the setup at all. In fact, I had the microphone, the mixer, and everything installed within 10 minutes. It took me, I don't know, I think a video upload or two and some feedback from my raid group to adjust the slider settings on the mixer, though. Because at first, apparently, I sounded like a very soft-spoken black man. I was way too bassy. It was spooky, apparently. And people didn't want cuddles from me. Okay, where was I? I have to go back and listen for a second. This is one thing I hate, though. I mean, I don't hate it, but hearing myself... Then what in God's name was it? I've never really liked listening to myself speak. I think most people hate hearing recordings of their voice. Numbly I stood, pulling on the armor again. As Mehitabel the cat said to Archie the cockroach, what the hell? I already roamed the halls of the damned. What did I have to lose? I suppose I could sit here and starve to death. Shaking, I moved forward at snail speed, loaded rocket launcher in hand. But what if I found myself eyeball to eyeball with whatever it was? A rocket up the nose might piss it off, but at point-blank range it would also fly corporal... Blah. That is another thing that I do all the time. Mangle words. Let's see. I think that should be... Numbly I stood. Nope. I get really OCD when it comes to the splits between my segments. Even like a tenth of a second can seem like an eternity whenever you're waiting for the next sentence to start. His name was it? Numbly I... I want it all to kind of just flow. This is too small. Then what in God's name was it? Numbly I stood. See, that's just perfect to me. Again. I don't know why I get so picky, but it just really stands out. Even when I'm not looking at the editor, if I'm just playing the clips, I can tell where I have spliced things. I don't know what it sounds like to you guys. I doubt you guys pay half as much attention as I do. I've already uploaded 13. This is chapter 14. Don't pay attention to the names of any of these saved videos right here. Some of those might or might not get uploaded. Would also fly, Corporal. My name is Fry. But at point blank. Fry, Corporal. Fried. Fried rice. I can tell. Might piss it off. Might piss it off. So, a rocket up the nose might piss it off. But at point blank range, it would also fry Corporal Fly. Ahead, I found an old-fashioned wooden elevator next to an old-fashioned rusted button. Somehow they seemed to fit right in here. In a place with living ladders, a few museum places were hardly out of line. I pushed the button. With a slow, grinding sound, the lift began to descend. So far, so good. It reached ground level, and I clumped aboard. Okay. Is anybody following along with this book? Like, has anybody read the book at all from the link I've posted? I think this is some type of digital footprinting or IDing, digital marking that they do. Like, certain words are just spelled completely wrong. It says, I pushed the button with a slow grinding sound. The sift, with an S, began to descend. Should be lift, right? I have to correct that in my head on the fly. And then it said, I clumped aboard. Like clumped dirt. Sure, I know the author didn't make that mistake. So is it whoever transcribed this book and uploaded it to archive.org? Is that how they track things? If you upload it to another website, they'll automatically know it's theirs, because why else would that word be spelled so wrong? I guess I can see automated transcribing. Might piss it off, but at point blank range, it would also fry Corporal Fly. Ahead, I found an old... Yeah, it's in tons of like ebooks that I want to read, and it's distracting. I never know if I should correct it or if that's what the author actually intended. Reached ground level, and let's see, where was I? I pushed the button. It reached. So far, so good. I pushed the button, and the sift began to descend. It reached ground level, and I clumped. I feel like I'm missing something here. I've even seen it in ebooks that I bought. Grinding sound. The lift began to descend. And like, that's where it's really annoying. Because I'm not an editor. I don't want to be going over people's work and second guessing everything. Lift began to descend. Okay. So far, so good. It reached ground level, and I jumped aboard. What the hell else can I do? There was one button, and I pushed it. The lift creaked and groaned, like it was 100 years old, announcing my arrival to anyone inside. I braced, wondering whether to shift to the shotgun. Then it stopped up one floor, and my God, I saw what was inside. On a pair of iron thrones sat the largest, reddest, most horrible demons I could imagine, compared to which the other guys were fit for hoisting kiddie pirate theme shows. Arr. It's a book. Nobody reads those, right? You're not wrong. What's a book? There's a lot of things we take for granted. I don't just mean books. Like, there's an entire generation growing up out there that has never held a controller in their hands. They've never had to play a game with a controller. It's all been on their phone or a tablet. Began to descend. So far, so good. It reached ground level, and soon books will be a thing of the past. A whole generation, and the only books they've ever known are textbooks. Compared to which the other guys were fit for hosting. For hoisting. Yarr. Hoist the mainsail. Well, just think there's gonna... Eventually, when... It'll take till our generation dies out before controllers will die out, but someday. Someday it'll all be virtual reality. No one will want to mess with a controller anymore. And this is where the music is going to change, by the way. I might go back and change it a couple seconds earlier. Now that we are seeing two giant red demons sitting on thrones, the very same thing that scared the hell out of Arlene enough to make her squeeze through that crack, I think it's time that we get some of the signature Doom music in. We should be nearing the point where this music plays in the game anyways. I think that we're in Episode 1, Mission 8. Are they bruisers, Slaxer? I have no idea what those demons could possibly be. I don't know my Doom demons well enough. I know orange floaty thingies and zombies and imps. And pink meatheads. Then it stopped up one floor. And my God, I saw what was inside. Right here is where the music should probably kick in. And then this one... Actually, hang on. I can't cut that there. I have to lock these tracks, goddammit. This is why I hate editing. It's such a pain. I don't want to do all this detailed work. I just want to hit a button and record stuff and be super lazy. We'll have this track fade out. So lock all these other ones. And probably a 7-second. Kind of a slow fade. It's not super quick. The music's not going to end instantly. Let's see. Wondering whether to shift to the shotgun. Then it stopped up one floor. And my God, I saw what was inside. On a pair of iron thrones sat the largest, reddest, most horrible demons I could imagine. That's pretty good. Okay. Horriblest demons I could imagine. Compared to which the other guys were fit for hosting kiddie shows on Saturday mornings. Giant minotaurs. Giant minotards. Just delete that whole stupid thing. Compared to which the other guys were fit for hosting kiddie shows on Saturday mornings. Giant minotaurs with goat limbs for legs and curling, savage horns on the top of their flat, broad heads. The chests and arms were carved from pure muscle. Their claws were so vicious that there was no comparison to the puny stuff I'd seen up until now. Princes of hell. And they were looking directly at me. So far, so bad. I froze, whimpering like a Cub Scout. All I could think was, oh Lord, the sisters were right all along. The Hell Prince on the left rose, trumpeting a marrow-freezing roar of discovery. Come on, come on, come on, Fly. Snap out of it. Get the hell out of Dodge. I hated every minute of every day of basic at Paris Island, and I bow at Staff Sergeant Stern's feet and kiss his shiny boots for every second of it. My training kick-started my paralyzed legs, even while my brain was struggling to remember the Lord's Prayer. All I could get was, "Hail Jesus!" And I knew I was wrong. Faster than I thought myself capable, I bolted, but forward, right at the things, and skirted between the forest of red legs and into the black dark beyond. If they'd been any smaller, they would have had my head for lunch. I ran across a long stretch of floor and heard the familiar pig snorts left and right. I ran through utter blackness until I hit a wall, banging my shins. I hardly noticed. There I spun, snarling, fishing for my riot gun. If the porcine sons of bitches wanted Fly Taggart, they could bloody well take him, but not cheaply. They were converging on me. I could hear their snufflings and hungry growls. What the hell? I was dead anyway, right? I raised the shotgun and pounded a shell straight in front of me. One of the pig demons screamed in pain. Oh, you mean they can be hurt? I'd been wondering. I scuttled right. The wall came to a point, folding back on itself. I slipped around and immediately barked my already bruised shin on a barrel of that green, toxic mess. Staring into the sickly glow, I had a shimmer of an idea. Quickly, before I could think twice and decide against it, I heaved over the barrel. The goo spilled out of the 120-liter drum, and now my whole corner was lit by a hellish green glow. I could see. I was in a pointy corner amid a forest of toxin barrels, but the monsters coming after me were still invisible. I was under attack by ghosts, and the ghosts of the pig things were evidently one and the same. But yours truly, Flynn Taggart, never forgets a scam. I backed away from the flickering shadows into the actual point. Maybe I couldn't see them, but they sure as hell could see me. They charged. I shot. Not a ghost. I shot a barrel. The explosion chain reactioned, and I dived for the deck. Too late. I remembered the 10 or 11 rockets in my bandoliers. Luckily, the explosion stopped. Blah. Hail Jesus! Hail Jesus and the goat lords! The princes of darkness setting upon their throne. Hail Jesus. Hail Jesus and his BFG. Slaxer, stop it. Stop it, Jesus. That tickles. It's not allowed. It's the bad touch, Jesus. I could imagine. Compared to which, the other guys were fit for hosting kiddie shows on Saturday mornings. The BF Jesus. I like that Pizza Pete. 1 second. So what happens when you fire the BF Jesus? Is it a big explosion like the BFG? Does it fuck around, explode, and then come back a little bit later? I kind of need... I liked when the music kicked in, but it didn't actually ramp up enough. It was almost too peaceful. Problem is, I don't know what other song would actually go there. And it stopped up one floor. And my God, I saw what was inside. On a pair of iron thrones sat the largest, reddest, most horrible demons I could imagine. Compared to which, the other guys were fit for hosting kiddie shows on Saturday mornings. Giant minotaurs with goat limbs for legs and curling tennis balls. Was Jesus a big tennis fan? Was Jesus Andre Agassi? Is that why he was unbeatable? Thanks God for cheating all those years. Fucking cheater. The explosion stopped. Luckily. Okay, 7 minutes in. Most of these chapters are only like 15 minutes. We're halfway there. And I don't know how long it's been. It's been 31 minutes since I started. This is a slow, shitty process sometimes. That doesn't help me. Pockets in my bandoliers. Bandoliers. I'm not gonna fix it. We can slur those S's just a little bit. Luckily, the explosion stopped just short of me. When the acritic rain of toxic waste stopped falling, I jumped to my feet. My entire body resonated, and my inner ear was confused. I balanced precariously on my hind legs, shotgun wavering up, down, and sideways. But my ghosts appeared to have died again. At least they didn't attack. Staring wildly around the room, now lit by the green glow of 10,000 droplets of toxin sprayed far and near, I realized to my surprise that the room was actually a huge, star-shaped chamber. That seemed right in line with everything else. If they could have swastikas, why not star chamber proceedings? Alas, my restful reverie was short-lived. The hideous hell princes had seen my explosion and come to investigate. But this time, I knew what to expect. Nuns or no nuns, I told myself over and over that these were alien life forms, not demons. They couldn't be real demons, could they? Hell was a myth, wasn't it? I raised my rocket launcher and let the first hell prince have it at 40 meters. The blast blew the motherless bastard backward, but it got to its feet. I couldn't believe it. I fired a second time, pack loaded with one smooth move, and shot a third rocket. The giant got up again, and now it was joined by its comrade. This was not going according to plan. They pointed their clawed hands at me, but instead of the usual balls of flaming snot, these demons fired green energy pulses out of wrist launchers. I hugged the dirt as the stuff crackled over my head and made every hair on my head stand on end. Not very demonic, but pretty damned deadly. My turn again. In desperation, I pumped rocket number 4 at the first Hell Prince, and at last it seemed to do some damage. It got to its feet slowly and seemed confused about where I was. There was no reason to even try bothering the new one if I couldn't find out what happened. Whoops. I think I skipped a line there. I'm not a big fan of, all the Doom games, but the fucking Doom mythology I do love. At least in this book series. I never really played any of the Dooms after Doom 2. The Ultimate, the Expansion, Doom 3. I never got into those. This book series actually has a good reason that explains all of this stuff. I know in the games, it feels cheap, I guess, trying to explain the games. Because when you're playing, or whenever I was playing Doom 1 and 2, I just thought demons from hell. In my bandoliers. Luckily. Not exactly true. Not completely true. I thought that the Doom guy killed the bunny. Was it actually his bunny, Slaxer? I thought that Doom guy got out and was so traumatically scarred from all the murdering he had done that he just ripped the head off a bunny. That was what I always got from it. My bandoliers. Luckily. Did it actually say it was his pet bunny, or is that just something people agree on? Where I was, there was no reason to... I'm curious, because I don't remember the ending text, the ending scroll text at all. So it's possible that it explained it, but hell if I know. Just about where I was. There was no reason to even try bothering the new one if I couldn't find out what... God damn it. These words, how do they work? I was. That's what I thought. I'm not sure how to progress through this next part. Hang on. Episode 4, Thy Flesh Consumed. I don't know if I ever played episode 4. Pretty sure episode 1 was the only one I played. Anything you had to pay for it, I don't think I got as a kid. There was no reason to even try bothering the new one if I couldn't find out what repeated hammering did to the first Minotaur. Yeah, Minotaurs. They weren't demons. That Greek Theseus killed one. Reload, Rocket 5, and finally that did the trick. Number 1 went down and didn't get up again. But with behavior I was starting to expect from all godless creatures, it reached up a clawed hand and grabbed the other Hell Prince. Number 2 struggled to free itself, and I seized my opportunity. Screaming like a banshee, I charged to just out of range of its reach. Enraged, it slashed furiously, but my prayers were answered, and it was too mad to think of shooting energy bolts. I leaned in to shove the launcher right down the creature's enormous, howling mouth, and let fly. I won't even try to describe its breath. The Minotaur swallowed the little rocket, about the relative size of a multivitamin, and was literally blown away. I was knocked silly by the blast at such close proximity. I came to, surprised to be coming to. Losing consciousness in a place like this seemed like a one-way ticket to oblivion. I was lying on the floor of the same enormous, star-shaped chamber, but the walls had fallen, crumbling into constituent bricks outside, leaving the way clear to the outside. That whole concept of outside bothered me. Why wasn't I a corpse-sickle, floating in space? There was air to breathe. There was an overcast sky to watch, complete with low-hanging clouds, dark clouds before a storm. Wherever I was, it sure as hell wasn't Phobos. I found a platform behind the building. There was a switch. I pressed it and watched a stairway slowly rise. What the hell, Archie? What the hell? I walked up the stairs. At the very top was a gate, a working gate. It was marked by a flickering symbol that gave me a splitting headache when I tried to concentrate on the design. I approached it, eyes averted. And damn me if there wasn't Arlene Sanders' last mark right next to the gate, pointing directly at the symbol. She'd written a single word. Out? I didn't know, but I didn't hesitate a moment. If that were the way Arlene went, then that was where I was going. Without a glance back, I stepped aboard. And that worked out pretty good with that timing. Okay, we didn't have to end in the middle of a very upbeat song. Very upbeat part of the song. And I love happy little coincidences like that. What would Bob Ross call them? Those are your happy little moments right there. Whenever you're editing something and it all just fucking comes together. And then you cut out a huge portion of it because you're not locking the tracks you don't want to cut big chunks out of. That's what Space Station 13 videos are all about. I only upload them if they are full of those happy little coincidences. Confused about where I was. There was no reason to even try bothering the new one if I couldn't find out what repeated hammering did to the first Minotaur. Yeah, Minotaurs. They weren't demons. That Greek Theseus killed one. Reload.
Only 7 takes? That's not too bad.
And finally that did the trick. Number 1 went down and didn't get up again. But with
I can live with 7. Okay, so this track is done, or this video is. I'll edit this. Chop all of the video out. What is that? I think that is absolute garbage right there. That's me not stopping the recording in time. Okay. And then, well, hang on. I've got to make sure I get that fade out with the music. It's important to me, guys. It's important to my heart. Okay. Chop you. I don't like super long fade outs on these audiobooks, because I generally want the chapters to just crash into each other, but I think that will work. On some of my videos, I have, generally 4 to 6 second fade outs. I am not putting any black screen fades over this crap. Getting sick and tired of doing that stuff.
If that were the way Arlene went, then that was where I was going. Without a glance back, I stepped aboard.
20-minute fade out's okay. The video will just slowly get darker and darker and darker and darker. Yeah, and the audio too. I guess that's the important part, Jeremy. You got that. I mainly started doing the fade outs, like even my very first videos had fade outs. I did them because it helped mask background noise, like the fans and stuff that blow in rooms. If you just fade in the first couple seconds of a video with that background noise, it becomes indistinguishable to the listener, more or less. If you just jump into the music, they'll instantly notice it. At least I do, from all of my testing as to whether or not I can be super lazy with fade outs. Let's see. Star wipes. Do I want to do chapter 15? I wasn't really planning on it. I could do some more Dark Souls 2 before I go to bed. Let me read the first couple of sentences here to myself and see if I want to jump into chapter 15. Because that one was like 6 minutes shorter than most of them. And that ending was kind of a cliffhanger right there. I like that. As we jump into a portal to God knows where. The only thing that matters is that Arlene jumped into it. Nope, I'm not going to read the next one. It seems like a good ending point. No, I'm not making my own chapters. I wish I could take credit for making them, but they are actually numbered. And they are actually broken up. If I had to make my own chapters, they would be like 30 minutes long. Because I am bad at deciding that type of stuff. I haven't really played much more Dark Souls after that stream. If you were there, I'm pretty sure you were. I did go find out where the guy with the bird is that I was told to go find. I found that. And I did a couple other things. Yeah, I'm disappointed that the videos are gone, that I'll never be able to share that. Because that was actually a fun stream with some good dialogue in it. I had some good conversations for you guys if you wanted to know more about my viewpoints on things, because I generally don't share those. I keep that shit to myself most of the time. Let's see, we'll get the next chapter ready. Shit. Can you not be broken? I know sometimes it's a lot to ask for. Kickstarter. I would not read the Bible. You guys could not. Well, you could pay me enough to do it, but you're not. You guys aren't going to be able to pay me enough to do it. That would be almost a year-long thing that I would have to focus on. Perfect time to practice your local recording, dual recording. My problem is last time I was like saving my recordings while streaming, my computer was skipping. Like it was making that sound when your processor is basically maxed out and things start making a high-pitched skip. I don't know how to describe it. 6 years ago. Fuck, we're all getting old. I'm gonna go get some tea, and whenever I come back, we'll decide what to do. Until then, let's see. I could give you guys a spoiler for the next Space Station 13. I don't think I have any like videos that I could stream here. We'll do this one. This is one that I'm not going to upload. I'm not going to do it. How do I make this bigger? Is there a way to do this? You know what? You guys can just watch it in this quick stream. It's only 5 minutes. I'm gonna go get a drink of tea, and well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Arma. This time, however, it's Arma 3, and instead of being in the dynamic war, we are with the Alive team, which is basically dynamic war. I mean, I've only played a couple missions, generally got my butt kicked, have not done very well, but it seems to be exactly the same thing, except without the cool desk commander that would sink into the floor and give you missions. So far I haven't seen any missions. Basically it seems like just the island is alive. So, a simple mission that follows the quick start guide for Alive usage that I don't know anything about because I didn't read anything. I'm gonna learn this all the hard way. Let's see. Let's take a helicopter. Why not? Combat support, CAS, and transport is available. Wait. Grab an Alive tablet item from a support crate. So that actually sounds kind of fun. What do we got? Laser, blah blah blah. Combat support tablet enables the user to call in available combat support units. Okay, how do I'll just drag and drop it in there? That's cool. I don't really know how to deck my guy out right now. I've not done enough of this to really know what I'm doing. So, one thing at a time. Let's see. I do want to get in here. Everyone else jump in as well, please.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's go. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I don't know if it's daytime or nighttime. I don't know. Which button is my clock? My helicopter will not explode, Forlac. You take that back. J is... I don't know what J does. Okay, is everyone in here? 9, are you in here? No, 9... Okay, apparently there's not enough room in here for you, 9. I am incredibly sorry. We're gonna talk to the pilot, and let's see, we start here. We have Camp Maxwell, there's a car. God, this whole place is just occupied everywhere. Stratus Air Base, probably not a good place to go. Are there any small little cities that we can try to zoom to and just take over? By the way, look at that audio curve right here. 200 meters away, how is that fair? Look at what Arma is trying to do to your ears, because Arma is a fucking shitty game with a horrible engine. We haven't even left our base for the first and audio levels that are absolute garbage. Prepare your ears for a roller coaster of emotion. Decide quick. Okay. What is this place? Absolutely nothing. It has no name. This is not the big main island. I wonder if there's a way to start this on the main island. This is the smaller little test island. Camp Maxwell. Tempting. Let's go right here. This is something. A single building. Holy crap. Land. We need to go. Our base is being overran. Height. Medium. We need to open fire. And let's go. Go.
Let me just save you a little bit of ear rape.
We need to get the hell out of here, pilot. I'm going to assume that that's the tank. Everyone, just hold on to your asses, and let's hope this pilot is worth his salt. Or this is going to be a real quick journey.
Target that tank.
It's a T-100 Varsuk. Good shot. I wish we could have done that earlier.
Meters, 12 o'clock.
Well. So that little outpost was just overran. Fuck, I think we're taking fire. Did that guy get hit? Could have swore I saw that gunner's head whip back. And what's that on his neck? I think he's dead. We're not high enough for me to even eject out. Are you okay, buddy? Shit. Super shit.
Of course it ends with the helicopter blowing up. Relax, a spoiler. How else could it possibly end whenever there's a helicopter involved?
Well, I guess it's good to be back in Arma.
It is good to be back in Arma. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream real quick, and I guess we're gonna jump into some Dark Souls.